You know what I say? Better late than never. We're running about maybe 4 minutes behind here, but we made it. And you know what? That's the whole thing, isn't it, everyone? Expect to be behind a little bit. Expect to be thrown off course. But guess what? Stay connected to your Lionheart breathing and just know that you got this. Understand something. I know that you don't believe me yet. Maybe some do, but most don't. And guess what? The whole thing is to make you upset, okay? The whole thing is to make you upset and off your groove, okay? Understand something. I was saying today that, it's easy, okay, to have your you-know-what together when things are going your way. But when things aren't going your way and there's chaos everywhere, okay, can you stay connected to your breath? Can you own it? Because understand something, the bullies of the world and those that want to make us think that we're all infectious diseases and that we have to wear masks and we have to lock down. The second lockdown is not far off now. Just know that. They're going to let you go out and play for a little bit so you get really used to your groove again, that you can go to the places you like to eat. You can go to the beach. You can play with your children. Go see your grandchildren. And then they're going to lock your butt down, okay? And then they're going to tell you, and they're going to make up all kinds of facts and figures. And, I actually saw yesterday on, what was it? I think it was Global Television. No, was it Global? No, it was CNN. It was CNN. It was a blurb on Facebook, and it actually started off with Del Bigtree, and it said that the greatest problem today, okay, is infodemic. Okay, so they already had this, they already put this together, those so-called intelligent people that are trying to take the world down. They already had that word, infodemic, and now they've got all these news people coming on and these professional medical people going, it's an infodemic out there. People are just giving people the wrong information and it's killing them. Meanwhile, I'll finish my story in a second. Good day, everyone. Welcome back. I'm Dr. Darrell Wolfe, and this is Doc of Detox Live Q&A. Good. Now we got that settled. So anyways, here's the deal. So they're telling us that infodemic, okay, that's what I am, an infodemic, because I'm out there giving people information that's actually going to endanger their lives. Oh yeah, really? Are you kidding me? Did you see what's in a vaccination? Did you know that there's never been a vaccination that's actually gone through a placebo study? Okay? Did you know that? Did you know that all the tax dollars of Americans and Canadians, and also there's a tax on every vaccination sold to collect money, so when the people that make the vaccines get sued, no money comes out of their pocket. And also, guess what they said? Listen, we can't make vaccines safe. We can't guarantee people aren't going to get injured. So we need to be clear of that so that nobody can sue us. And if they do sue us, we're not going to be sued for our own money. So the reality is this is what we're playing up against. Meanwhile, okay, so here it is. Del Bigtree's a bad guy. Dr. Darrell Wolfe, he's a bad guy because he teaches people how to love, respect, and honor themselves and go on the perfect day diet and to come and take his whole life coach certification so they can love themselves for the first time and not harm their families and know how to feed themselves, look after themselves, and then learn how to do a body work that will get rid of all the crippling physical problems that they have. Yes, I'm the infodemic. You're kidding me, right? Okay. So just know that the second wave is going to be coming, and you're going to be banging your head against the wall about this whole thing. And understand, but the reality is it's coming. We can't stop it. So you're going to have to really practice that Lionheart breathing. And, you're going to have to really just ensure that you've got, some food stored and that you're able to get really good, clean water, and that you've covered your bases, okay? All right? Because they want to prove to us, okay, that this is the killer virus, okay? Now, I know I'm off track, but I'm not off track because when it does come, because they have to do it, okay? Because the reality is this, if you knew that Fauci own 50% of the coronavirus patent. Okay? All right? And that Bill Gates has put billions of dollars into it. 500 million has come from American tax dollars. Just think of the egg on their face now. So they've got to see this through. Hell or high water, okay? They've got to see this through. So you know what you got to do? Hell or high water? You got to see this through. You got to stop panicking, okay? You got to stop and just, like I said, connect to your breath. And you got to learn how to be the light for your family. And you're going to have to get this. I'm telling you. Because, you know, do you think I like it? You know, okay, I have a course here. I got to cancel it. Move it to here. I got to cancel that. Okay, want to open up Extapa? Cancel that. Okay, but the reality is I'm still going to have the best day of my life. And I'm going to do that every day. Because at the end of the day, these bullies are going to pretend they're going to do everything and anything to us and that we have no power. But the only power that you truly have is to look after your own emotions, right? Okay, and what am I talking about here? I'm talking about everything. Your emotions, energy and motion, okay? Because it's going to decide how healthy, how wealthy you're going to be later. Okay, so they're going to try to shut everybody down now. But the reality is you've got to keep it together. So let's talk about something that's really important. So whether you believe this or not, the only thing that exists in the universe is waves and particles, okay? Now, waves are the invisible energy. Now, whether you believe this or not, the most powerful part of you is energy. It's the invisible part. You can call it your spirit. You can call it your field. You can call it whatever you want to call it. And remember something. Your thoughts create things. So your thoughts would be the wave, wouldn't they? The frequency, okay? The image. This is what we call the field. Now, your thoughts, okay, are the waves, the frequencies, and depending on what type of thoughts they are on the emotional scale, okay, will decide on what particles are being pulled and what you're creating. And as I said in my one-a-day this morning, two can come together and create a baby. Two can come together. One can come together with themselves and create a healing, or one can, okay, stay apart, come apart, break your heart, okay, and even create a tumor. So we create every dis-ease that we have, and the reality is that we're not at ease with who we are, okay? We're talking down on ourselves, beating up on ourselves. You know, I talk to so many people now that somebody in the family commits suicide. Somebody in the family was sick and they pass on. Somebody in the family has a heart attack or a stroke. Lots of that going on right now. And other people in the family believing that they could have done more, so they actually suffer for it. Okay? So how much suffering should you do for the suffering that your family goes through? We need people to be braveheart heroes here. We need a slight smile connected to our breath. We need to fill our hearts up with love. Because at the end of the day, the only people that I see that are going to be actually vaccinated with the coronavirus are going to be the fearful and the sick. And it's not going to be a great outcome. Not going to be a great outcome. You show me one true vaccination that has had a great outcome, and I will tell you something. You're going to find out if you did your homework that there isn't one so far. Okay? All right? I'm going to be putting up in my Thrive, I'm going to be putting up a lot of stats on people who get the flu shot every year, how much of an increase those people have of getting the coronavirus. You know, I'm going to be showing stats on everything in my Thrive, okay, and Stay Alive. And it's a masterclass, and it's going to be about 15 hours long, and it's going to give you an overview of the planet the way I see it, okay? So anyways, understand something. It's all about waves and particles. The waves are the field, and the particle is the manifestation. So your thoughts are the field, okay? And everything in your life you've manifested by running programs, by running thoughts, which are energy, which are frequencies. Okay? The role of the field in the regard to matter, Einstein quote, the field is the sole governing agency of the particle. Now, field means invisible energy. Okay? Particle means matter. All right. So understand something. Feelings trump words, okay? Energy trumps reality. So, feeling trumps words. What does that mean? That means you need to stop listening and start feeling more. You need to start not listening to CNN, but feeling what is it they're trying to create. You need to see what is Fauci, what is Bill Gates, what is Trump, what is your daughter, your son, what are behind the words? What are people actually creating? What do you feel from people when they talk? What do you feel from me right now? Do you feel me trying to create fear for you? Do you feel me trying to uplift you, make you into a braveheart? What is it you feel? You need to go and be where things bring your feelings up, bring your emotions up, bring your energy up. You need to stay away from everybody that brings you down. And if you don't, then you are not going to like the outcome. You need to be very conscious, okay? Understand something. Beliefs have limitations if they're limiting beliefs, okay? The field shapes matter, and the field is based on your beliefs, and beliefs are based on your thoughts, and the thoughts are based on energy. Thoughts create your present moment. Every moment. Your thoughts create your present moment every moment. So how many present moments do you have in a day that you just love? Your present moment creates your future. So if you're not in the present moment, if you're not focused on what you want and taking care of and loving you, then there won't be a future. And if there is, it's going to be a really bumpy road. Good vibes heal tissue. Bad vibes create issues in your tissues. Why do you think everybody's walking along right now limping? I've never seen so many canes, walkers, wheelchairs. Okay, so many people talking about their illnesses in my life. And this is because emotionally they're down. Emotion, energy in motion. Look at energy is life. Where there is no energy, there is no life. Where there is little energy, there is little life. Do you get this? Constructive interference enhances life. And what does that mean? Well, like today, I'm trying to enhance your life. And it's constructive interference because right now, some of you are going, this doesn't match my beliefs. Oh, I don't really want to hear this. I know that. But the reality is it's constructive interference where we're trying to reshape your beliefs to bring up your vibration to change the field, because the field orchestrates your physical body. So, our greatest navigator is feelings. Whether known or unknown, it's your feelings. And let me tell you something, my feelings are hurt. Talk about all the people walking around with victimitis. You know what victimitis is, right? When you feel you don't have power. And that's, guess what? I know that I cannot change what's going on out there. The majority is buying into this, so I can't change it. So all I can do is just change myself and hold the line. How you are feeling at every moment is shaping you all the way down to the cellular level. You do understand, don't you? Feelings turn cancer on or off, turns you on or off, turns others on or off. You know what? The way you sound out your feelings to the world will either turn someone on or turn someone off. And you're doing the same, because cancer and every other disease is not genetic. It's epigenetic, which means above. It means above everything. And that's what you need to do. You need to fly above. And what does fly stands for? First, love yourself. But you need to fly above like the eagle and look down on the chaos and just stay there and fly. And don't land until it's worth it. Don't get involved in things that are none of your business. Change what you can and leave alone what you can't. And you do know that you can change your feelings. And if you change your feelings, you change everything. Okay? So life's roadmap is determined by what? Your feelings. Okay? All right? Life's roadmap is determined by your feelings. And that happens with every moment. If you could put a little mini you on your shoulder, you would know what I was talking about. So guess what? Don't get a handle on your feelings. Okay? Be reactive. Okay? All right? Always respond. Don't stay connected to your breath, the lion heart breathing. Don't calm down. And when somebody's going, give me an answer now, just go, I'll give you an answer in a bit. I'd just like to calm it down right now, thank you. And when somebody's coming at you really hectic and crazy, just say, hey, I got to go to the bathroom. And then go into the bathroom, sit on the toilet, and calm yourself down with the lion heart breathing. Do not let family, do not let friends, and do not let society stress you out. Take back your life. Take back your power. Okay? Because when you're stressed out, you make bad decisions. Okay. I'll take the shot. Okay, I'll do it. Okay, I'll do anything to get my life back. If you're going to do anything to get your life back, then you're doing everything to get rid of your life. Did you get that? So, let's make something really clear. Words aren't relevant. Feelings are. Because guess what? Everybody lies. You lie until you find your authentic self. You lie until you can live your truth and you don't need someone's approval, okay? And you don't take things personal anymore. I don't take things personal. And I know when people come to see me, they may not like me, but the reality is, well, not at the beginning, I'd like everybody to like me, but the reality is my job is to get somebody to love themselves so they don't knock themselves off, so that they're not making bad choices, okay? All right. So understand something. Energy healing, okay, has no side effects. And what is energy healing? Your emotions. And what is the most powerful healing in the world? Energy healing. And then you could even take it further. What else is energy healing? The sun. What else is energy healing? Sound. Okay? Look, your mind is not in your body. I want everybody to understand that. Your mind is not in your body. Your body is in your mind. I want you to think about this. The brain is not your mind. The brain dumps chemicals and hormones. Your mind is the invisible. It's in you. It's outside of you. I mean, think about it. Close your eyes and think about your mind being in your big toe, your right big toe. And I guarantee you it's going to feel like it's there. Okay? All right? There was a gentleman named Cleve Baxter. He worked for the CIA, and he was a polygraph expert. He interpreted energy. He took cells from an individual, put them in a petri plate, okay, and then he took those cells, okay, all right, 100 miles away, and then what did he do? He had a computer, and those cells were sitting in a petri dish that he could test electrical energy, okay? He then had a split screen, okay? And what he showed was every time, okay, that the host of the cells had an emotional response, the cell's activity would go up as well. Think about this, okay? All right? So understand something. You are everywhere. Now, isn't it the craziest thing, though? You are not localized. You are a universal broadcast. Do you get that? You are a universal broadcast. Now, take a look at the way that the average person takes a look at health. Understand this. We see only a physical body. The medical system only treats a physical body. But do they really treat a physical body? Because a physical body, to be treated properly, just wants balance. Does the medical system search for balance, pH balance? Do they search to have the calcium that has been displaced back into the bones? Do they search to take the crystallization and melt it within the body? Do they actually take the scar tissue within the body that builds up in everyone from the inflammation, because we're an inflammation nation, and restore it back to beautiful connective tissue? So the reality is we are more frequency than we are anything. You are not localized. You are a universal broadcast. And that means that energy must flow through this physical body. So for every physical block you have, displaced calcium, scar tissue, fibroids, and all those crystals that we're collecting throughout our body, because we're always dumping what now? Did you know that the average person is actually triggering their adrenals, okay, histamine and cortisol, up to 50 times a day? I mean, if you think about that, that's once every half hour that you're freaking yourself out and terrorizing yourself and dumping chemicals into you that are going to displace the calcium, create the scar tissue, and create the crystallization in your body that makes you as stiff as a board. We all have the power to heal. And that's what this show is about, okay? So what I'd like to do is get right to it, okay? So let me just move ahead here. I'm going to go right to the questions. And also, if you're live right now and you want to send your questions in, please feel free to do it, okay? Now, I'm going to be talking about some things today, but all the links to your take action information will be posted at the end of this show today, okay? And that means like to how to get to the library, how to get the 7 empowering steps, how to get the A to Z wellness masterclass and the Braveheart masterclass, all of these things for free. How to get into my library, which is also free. Okay? So send in your live questions now to Facebook, YouTube, or Intercom. First come, first serve. Okay? Now, I just want to say this. So there's a lot of people calling and asking us, because there was supposed to be by the 21st, the borders are supposed to open up. Now, everybody's got to hold their breath. Right now, we've got about a dozen families in the United States that want a personal treatment and training. They're either couples, or they're a family, or it's a caretaker with somebody they're looking after. And also we've got like 4 certifications that people want us to come to their clinic and do for the Wolfe non-surgical and the whole life coaching. Now understand something. I just want to say this. Everything's up in the air, everyone. Because you know what? Did you notice something? You can go here, but then you can't go there. You can go here, but you can't go there. And they're making most of these numbers up. Anyways, and you know what? There's going to be a second wave, but was there really a first wave? Okay, all right. Anyway, so I don't know about the personal treatment and trainings, everyone. You can call in. We can give you quotes. When things open up, we'll come, but things may get a little bit bumpy, okay? All right? Upcoming courses are going to be in Orlando and in September, as long as, and also in November, we're going to be in Palm Springs, okay? And then we're going to be in Kelowna in October doing a course. So like I said, you know what? This is a time in your life where you do what you can do. You mind your own business in the way that you mind your business. Your business, okay? So I tell everyone that if you're not online, you want to look at getting online with your business, and you want to create things online, because the more that they try to lock people down, will be harder for you to make business. And so we've got to think outside the box, everybody, okay? All right? Okay, let's see if we have any questions. We have none yet. So if anybody wants to send questions in, feel free to do it. I have questions here. Jackie, I would love to know how to get rid of adult eczema. Well, believe it or not, adult eczema is the same as teenage eczema. Okay? So adult eczema means you're an adult and you got eczema. Now, I want you to understand something. Don't you just love this? Okay? So let's get this right. Okay, so first I get a rash. Okay? Then what? Oh, well, then I might get hives. Then what? Well, then I might get eczema. then what? And then I might get psoriasis, because really, eczema and psoriasis are the same condition, except psoriasis has thicker scabs. There you go. So what we do is, in the world of medicine, like arthritis just means inflammation of the joint. Fibromyalgia just means inflammation. Fibromyalgia means that's fiber, muscle, pain. That's all that means. Polymyalgia means many muscles in pain. Okay? So there's going to be new names come out. There's going to be new prescriptions coming out, all the new names for prescription drugs all the time. And it's about this. It's the same thing they're doing. Can anybody keep up with the information? Can anybody make any sense out of anything? Well, guess what? You're not supposed to. Let me tell you this much. When it comes to emergency care, nobody does it better than the medical system. But now that they are our daily care, everybody's in emergency. Now, as far as the adult eczema goes, I'm going to tell you what I would do. Every one of these questions, so let's get this straight right off the bat. Every one of the questions here, every one of the questions that come in, they will be like this. I'm going to tell you what I would do if I was in your situation, because I don't know you, okay? But if I was in your situation, what I would do, all right? Now, with adult eczema, you've got to understand something. You've got fungus. You've got a bowel that is full of fungus. That bowel did have yeast, but the yeast turned into fungus. Now, whether you believe this or not, the person with the adult eczema, you're going to find out they've probably done a few rounds of antibiotics. You're going to find out maybe they're still doing dairy. Dairy's not just an inflammatory food, but it has antibiotics in it, so you're still taking antibiotics. If you're eating animal products and they're not free-range and organic, then you're still taking in antibiotics. Do you see how it just keeps compounding? And understand something, antibiotics, okay, are similar to that of chemotherapy. And what they do is they go in and they annihilate bacteria, good and bad. So as they do that, okay, they bring down your bacteria. They cause what's called endobacterium, which is very toxic, very gassy. Then your farts will really start to smell. Then you'll start feeling bloated. Then you'll start seeing your tummy going up and down like an accordion. You'll have low back pain all the time. And then you'll even get what? You'll get a bulging disc. You'll get a slip disc. You'll get around L4, L5. Eventually, those discs will wear down. You'll find that you'll have tons of scar tissue, displaced calcium there from the gases coming off the bad bacteria that are giving off gas all the time. Even bad bacteria fart. Okay? And then because of the good bacteria going bad and the yeast inside your bowel going into fungus, okay, we've got a lot of waste coming off of that, and then you're going to reabsorb that. Now, to have adult eczema means that you are so full of fungus, okay, that it's coming out and oozing out through your skin, okay, because here's the deal. The actual fungus, which most people know as candidiasis, okay, we call that drill bit predators. They drill holes through your large intestine, which is 85% of your immune system, but not if the bacteria have turned. And in the majority of the population, we're supposed to, if we're healthy, 85% good bacteria, 15% bad, and now it's reversed. So now we got 85% bad bacteria, 15% good. And understand something. This has been a manipulation of big pharma. Okay, because once you have more bad bacteria than good bacteria, then guess what? Now you've got the domino effect of a dysfunctional large intestine, which was supposed to be the major part of your immune system, leaking waste into your bloodstream, backing up on your liver, and then backing up the waste inside the bowel, which backs up the lymph system. So you start to get puffy, you start to get lymph nodes swollen. Okay, so all of this starts to happen. But back to the adult eczema, that when the holes get drilled in the large intestine, it goes into your bloodstream, it becomes systemic candidiasis. Now, when you have so much fungus in your body, your skin is the largest detox organ, and your skin mirrors the condition of your large intestine. So if you've got adult eczema, on your skin, what does that tell you about the shape of your large intestine? So if I was in this situation, I would want to get a perfect day consult, because if you do not go back into that large intestine and bring back the integrity and make that large intestine, because right now, you know what it's like? It's like a screen door in a submarine. How's that for leaking? Okay, so that's what it's doing. And we've got to make it a proper filtering system that it's not leaking waste through. Do you understand? So the thing you got to do is get rid of dairy, get rid of flour products, get rid of sugar. You got to opt into a whole plant-based diet, not a vegetarian diet, because that would just mean rice crackers and protein substitutes. And now you're going to get yourself into big trouble anyways, right? So when you have adult eczema, you're going to have scar tissue in your intestine. You've had all kinds of trouble there. You've got all kinds of bowel movement problems. And I'll tell you right now, Jackie, you've got a real inflammatory problem in your pelvis as well. So take a look at getting structured water. Take a look at getting daily cleansing tea, tummy love, black gold. Take a look at maybe the curcumin cayenne 5000, and take a look at bringing up your nutrition. You might want to take a look at our Senonian product. It's our Senonian mineral product. It has 147 nutrients in it. It's the most advanced, concentrated mineral, vitamin, antioxidant supplement, I think, on the planet. Check that out, because we got to bring your nutrients up. Okay, got to get the waste out of your large intestine. We got to build up the good bacteria in your large intestine. Okay, so start working with that for now, and understand something that might sound crazy to you, but I would take a look at skin brushing your body. I would look at skin brushing your whole body, except for the place where you have the eczema. Okay, because if you skin brush the rest of the body and you get rid of, see, this is pretty, it's bristle brush. You'll see it on our website. You don't have to buy it from us, but take a look on our website, and that's the type of brush you want. And this comes off like this. But you want to skin brush your whole body, not where the eczema is. And the other thing is then you want to start clapping around the eczema and then even lightly on it. Oh yeah, you're going, really? On it? Are you kidding? Well, there's a circulation problem there. So start gentle, and if you want, you can give me a call. But that's what I would be doing. And then I would be putting what's called silver bullet gel, which is this right here. I'd be putting silver bullet gel on it, okay? And the other thing I would be doing is getting a little bit of tea tree, and I would mix the tea tree with the silver bullet gel, and I'd be rubbing it on the eczema as much as possible. And make sure you put enough tea tree oil in the silver bullet gel that there's a tingling or a little bit of biting, okay? Because we're disinfecting, okay? Nature's strongest disinfectant is silver bullet gel. It's 20 times stronger than silver bullet liquid, all right? So you can put that on as well. The other thing you can do is actually spray pain away on. This is a concentrate of fulvic, and it's not going to leave a black stain or anything. And you want to spray that onto the area. And what it's going to do is it's going to draw the poison out of the skin where the eczema is, okay? So I would be taking a look at that. There's other things that you can do nutritionally, and I really, really hope that you're not showering in chlorinated and fluoride water. Here, take a look, okay? That's called a structured water unit. It's a one-time purchase. You put that on, and guess what? You'll never have to change it. It'll never break down. You got 90-day money-back guarantee on all our structure units that they work and they do what they're supposed to. Okay, and this will actually make the water feel silky, but not just that. Structured water will actually start to heal the eczema, okay, or psoriasis or any other skin condition that you have, all right? So those are a few things that I'd be doing to start, and that's, you do those things and then start with that and then let me know. You can give me a call if you want, okay? Joram, I live in Thailand, 74 years old, on keto low carb for a few years with fasting 5 to 7 daily. Fasting from 5 until 7. Not sure what that means. I was heart sick before with 7 stents implanted. Wow, 7 stents in the heart. After keto, feeling good and got off the medications except for sleeping medication. 7 years ago, I went through laser prostate to improve my sleep. Okay, so it was a prostate problem. During the last week, I have to urinate more than 20 times in 24 hours. I am scheduled for another laser surgery on July the 29th. Okay, so that's great about the laser surgery, but the reality is they didn't remove the scar tissue. So I would suggest you take a look at Wolfe Non-Surgical and go read about it at International Training Institute of Health. That's .com. That's our school. But why don't you go and send me an email to quickstart@docofdetox.com. quickstart@docofdetox.com. I'll send you my 7 empowering steps. But go into the A to Z Wellness, masterclass, and read from page 3 to 40. And then what I would suggest you do is go and watch the videos on how we would treat a pelvic problem, because then you'll see how we treat a prostate problem. And understand something. You don't have to be going to the bathroom all that. I'll tell you why. If you haven't worked really hard, at turning around your bowel, because your bowel needs to be cleaned and toned. Okay, the next thing is you've got to get rid of the scar tissue in your low back, in your coccyx, because your coccyx, which is the tail of your spine, is behind your prostate. I guarantee it's calcified, and there's tons of scar tissue, and that scar tissue is wrapping and choking your prostate. So just think if we were to lovingly pull that apart. So look at the Wolfe Non-Surgical for that area. I would do the low back, I'd do the coccyx area, I'd do the pelvis, and I would do the abdomen area. And then you're going to start having better bowel movements, a lot easier to urine. Check out Structured Water. I just talked about that. Drink more water, get on a whole plant-based diet. That's a good place to start. But you know what? You've got a lot of problems here. I would also check out the SAC calcium. Okay? So SAC calcium, check it out. And if you send me that email to quickstart@docofdetox.com, you can look at the SAC calcium or go into my library. You'll go to docofdetox.com, click on library, go into the SAC calcium guide, click on there, and then read about it, okay? The urologist will not provide vitamin C intravenous or D, knows nothing about it. He will stuff me with antibiotics. Well, the more antibiotics you take, it may give you temporary relief, but it's going to backfire on you because the antibiotics are going to knock down your good bacteria, which is the true immune system of the human body. I have vitamin C, liposomal, vitamin D3, good probiotics, and have other supplements and minerals which I take daily. What would you recommend? Well, I just recommended it. And I'll tell you right now, anybody that has a fibroid, anybody that has bladder problems, has uteral problems, prostate problems, everybody needs Wolfe Non-Surgical. If you're not going to go in and pull the scar tissue apart to open it up to get the blood flow in there again, and if everything's going to be like contracted, and wrapped around the organs, I don't know. We're just never going to get out of this mess, are we? So understand this. Look at the inflammation you must have 24 times to get up. I mean, you're not getting any sleep, so you're getting wore down. So you better do something pretty soon. I'd suggest if you don't live, even if you live in another country, we've got WhatsApp. If you want to call us on WhatsApp, the WhatsApp number is 250-801-0133. The Skype is DOC.OF.DETOX. That's the Skype. And then we have our 800 number, and my extension is number 5 if you need my help. That's all we can do is just try to answer some questions, try to get you on track. But I think that you might want to take a look at getting a perfect day consultation. Sherry, I've recently learned I have a dissociative identity disorder. I would like to learn the who's, what's, when's, and why's of this order. Well, that would be really good. If you want to give me a call, if you want to know why you have the disorder, why don't you take a look at why you created the disorder to protect yourself? And in a lot of cases, that's the case. What was the trauma? And maybe there was a lot of it, but what was the first time that you remember being traumatically, emotionally, physically abused? Why don't you check into that? Because that's usually where it stems back from. But just know this, okay? I do emotional consultations. If you want to just call me and we can talk for a few minutes and then see if there's something that I can do for you, I'll do it, all right? But understand this, okay? If you don't change your beliefs, you'll never change your identity. And understand something. If you've got a dissociative identity disorder, okay, then who are you? You don't even know. But the reality is, how much do you love yourself? How much you're willing to care for yourself and protect yourself, and how much you're actually willing to take a look at your personality and make changes in that personality. There's the questions. And then what you do is you make a decision and then you follow through. No matter what, you follow through, because it's all about loving you. Desiree, I have calcification in my shoulders, and I think I have carpal tunnel syndrome. How can I get this treatment? I live in South Africa. Actually, you can't, but what I would suggest you do is take a look at the SAC calcium, okay? Also take a look at DMSO, rose cream, and Pain Away essential oil. And then I would also go and watch, if you go to my library, go to my library, click on that, go in and read Clapping Your Lungs and Heart for Health. And go watch that and get yourself a clapper. I'm going to tell you something. You'll be surprised. You know what? It's not your fault, but the majority of the population is not willing to take massive personal action because most have been taught that they're too stupid to look after themselves, which is the biggest lie in the world. Okay, we can look after our own body. We can become our own practitioner. So don't lose faith in yourself. That's the biggest issue. Okay? There are other things that you can do. Like I said, if you want to get a consult with one of my consultants, they'll go into it deeper. Evelyn, Dr. Darrell Wolfe, are you going to talk about inflammation in the thyroid someday? Okay, first of all, you see I'm wearing this? This is called a bodyguard, right? Believe it or not, this protects my thyroid. This is radionics. And if you believe in 5G and if you believe in blue light, how it's damaging, then I hope you can wrap your head around radionics. If you go to EMF/light, no, EMF/energy on my shop, you can go in there and you'll actually see these bodyguards, okay? This will protect your thyroid. Go in and watch the video with Peter Webb, the Q&A. Now, the other thing is if you go on computer, then you want to wear a scarf or you want to wear something that's going to block your thyroid right here. The other thing is you need to look at iodine. Take a look at our infinite iodine. It'll be up in 3 weeks. We've been without it for a long time. We're supposed to have it a long time ago, but it's more of a gas than it is a liquid, and it's about 10,000 times smaller than any other iodine. So the absorption goes deeper into the body. But we have what's called Iderol right now, which is a time release, and I would definitely see that you take that. The other thing is this. If you've got a thyroid problem, I'm going to tell you something. And this is 99 out of 100. You're not in charge of your emotions. You're up and down like this. Up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. And so the more stable that you can become, the better you'll be. And the other thing is I would also take a look at clapping. Okay, again, and I just talked about that. All right, and just so everybody knows, I'm still working on it, but you're all going to get a big surprise. I will be releasing Thrive and Clapping within the next 3 weeks. They're going to start to be rolled out. So about 3 weeks from now, we will be rolling out Thrive. That is about a 15 to 20 hour course. There's nothing like it, and there isn't. It's a masterclass to show you how the world really revolves. And then the clapping, I'll be showing everything from from how to get your hair back, how to do a natural facelift, how to get rid of the stress in your face, how to get rid of shoulder problems, carpal tunnel syndrome, elbow. I'm going to do the whole body. So everything's going to be done, okay? And I'm going to go through all the conditions. All right. Can you find out from Tara if there's any questions coming in? All right. NASMA. Hi, Dr. Wolfe. Can someone who is taking high blood pressure and blood thinner medications take calcium with K2 supplement? Well, first of all, if you are taking the SAC calcium, you don't need to take K2 supplement. And I don't believe in calcium supplements because calcium supplements don't actually work. And I know that for sure. And I know that SAC calcium is the only calcium treatment that is actually patented to work. So check that out. Evelyn, Doctor, what do you think about Young Living essential oils? Are they okay? I think Young Living essential oils are excellent, but guess what? I believe that I will come up against anybody's essential oils with Doc of Detox essential oils, and you try out theirs, and then you try out ours, and if you don't think it's as good, call me up, and we'll give you your money back. All right? Because understand something. I've been making oils since I was 28 years old. I was getting them made, and the gentleman that makes my oils actually made oils for Young Living. And he is now 83 years old, and his son is taking over. And he has been making oils for over 55 years. So, yeah. All right. Sarah, when is your advanced antioxidant Senonian minerals coming in? It is in. If you go on my website, you'll go find the Senonian minerals. They're already there. Mary, what are the best things you can eat or do to make your kidneys healthier? Well, first of all, kidney problems are fear. Okay? The loss of something, the fear of it. Okay? That's what kidney problems are from. Holding on, right? Okay, I can't go to the bathroom. Yeah, you're holding on. You've been holding on for so long, you can't let go anymore. Okay? But for kidneys, structured water. Okay? And I just talked about that. Okay. All right, so that's a structured water unit. It's a portable. You got 90 days with it. You don't like it, return it. Okay. And you can put this under any tap around the world. Of course, you can put purified water through it, but you can also put it under any tap water as well. And remember something. I already told you, and I meant this, okay? The field is the most important thing. Frequency is the most important thing. So I can run water through this, and guess what? When you change the frequency, even though the chemical's still in it, it doesn't bother the human body. Now, I know that's hard to wrap your head around, so let's forget I said that then. And then take your purified water, and then pour it through this and drink your purified water, and you're going to find out something. You can drink a quart of structured water where you can only drink a glass of another water, and the structured water sits lighter because there's no surface tension. Understand something. That's what rainwater's made from. Waterfalls, fast-moving rivers. Okay, why did our ancestors only drink from those three things if they possibly could? Because no matter what was in the water, they weren't going to get poisoned by it, because once it's structured, you're protected, because we are mainly frequency, light energy beings, not physical beings. We know that 99.999999996% of every molecule that we are made out of is empty space. But it's not empty space. It's the field. Remember what I said? Your mind is not in your head. Okay? Where is your mind? It's inside of you. It's around you. It's outside of you. Remember what I said? 100 miles away. I just told you about the story. They took tissue cells 100 miles away. And when they would actually do something emotionally to the host, the person, the actual cells would go up in their vibration. That's how amazing you are. And you know what? They don't want us to know that. Oh, you know what else? Can I just say something? Yeah. So anyways, the Pentagon is now going to release information that it's never released before about aliens. You know why? Boy, they're going to keep you so busy, okay? You know what? You're just so busy, aren't you? You're going to watch this news station, that news station. You're going to drive yourself crazy, drive your family crazy. Now the aliens are coming, right? Before the Russians were coming, right? Okay. Oh, but guess what else? I don't know why, but I got a video sent to me, and I will get it up sometime. And there's an island, and it's called Salt Spring Island, and it's just off of British Columbia here. And it was one of my clients, and he sent me a video, and he goes, I don't know what's going on here, but there was like about maybe 150, 200 Chinese military walking along the highway. The Chinese are now coming. I mean, who knows what's going on, right? Mind your own business, okay? Have the best day of your life. Look after yourself and look after your family, all right? Let's see here. Zira, hi, Dr. Wolfe. What is the best time for using black gold except berries? Which fruits are good? Okay, so black gold can be mixed in soup. Black gold can be, you can take black gold and grind your coffee beans and then put a tablespoon on top, a level tablespoon on top of the coffee grinds. Let the water drip through, and you're going to get the most beautiful tasting coffee, and you're going to protect yourself. And especially if you structured the water, it's just going to be amazing. You're protecting yourself as well. What else? Let me see. Black gold, you can mix it, like I said, in any blender drink with anything, okay? But it doesn't stir very well into water or juice or anything like that. So you got to blend it, okay? Adele, hi, Dr. Darrell. Can I put Tummy Love in my cat's structured water? Absolutely. One is older and he is getting skinny. You can definitely do it, and you're going to see a change in them. Everybody, Tummy Love, okay, which is this bottle, okay. You know how a lot of people really push their good bacteria? Well, I don't. It's okay to take it. I mean, it's going to be helpful. But actually, what you want to do is you want to bring back the health and the intestinal fortitude of the large intestine, and you want to restore mummy's good bacteria, not foreign bacteria. So that's why we use Tummy Love. And it's a formula that will actually do that, okay? Next. Any advice for treating SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth? I already do daily cleansing tea, Tummy Love, black gold, curcumin, cayenne, and other vitamins and supplements like betaine, HCl. I've reduced gluten, dairy, alcohol, sugar by 90%. Thank you. You know what, Melissa? Okay, I'm going to tell you something right now. This is more powerful than you think. Start doing the belly button therapy. Do it 3 times a day, 5 to 7 minutes, and you are going to be blown away. And understand something. SIBO, which is small intestine bacterial overgrowth, is actually where you were backing up poop back through the valve, ileocecal valve, into your small intestine. You can have all the poop you want in your large intestine, but once you get a little bit of poop back through the ileocecal valve into your small intestine, that's when you get SIBO, small intestine bacterial overgrowth. It didn't come from this end. It came from the backup on the other end. Okay? So I would take a really good look at that. Okay? So, yeah, take a look at that and start with that. And then if you want, give me a call and tell me if anything has changed. Or let me know. You can just send us in when we do the next Q&A on Monday. Okay. Karen, how can I lower ferritin levels? Oh boy, you're gonna love this one. Here we go. Try this. Black gold, Tummy Love, but the main one, daily cleansing tea, because it's an imbalance in your large intestine. Now you're going, oh my gosh, is that all you can talk about? Well, I can't help it if the large intestine is the holy grail of almost everything. But start doing that and then see what happens, okay? Linda, thank you, doctor. I want to bring my mom to you to help her. Where are you located? We are in Oklahoma. We're in Kelowna, British Columbia. And understand something, everyone. We have beautiful, beautiful condos that you can stay in that overlook the lake, overlook the vineyards. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous here. Across the street, we have a volcano. You can go up and walk through the trails. Okay, we have tons of beaches. We have a kangaroo farm here where you can go feed baby kangaroos. A lavender farm. We have a Chinese gardens here. There's a lot going on here. It's really beautiful. And when you come here, you'll see it's an amazing holiday. And in the condos, you'll find our energy medicine as well. So after you get the Wolfe non-surgical therapy, you get the whole life coach, you get the nutritional consultations, you go back and you can use the energy medicine. Okay? All right? Helen, how do I heal urinary urgency? Acupuncture helped in December, but not working now. When I went for 5 sessions. Well, it never usually works forever. It's almost like everything else. It only lasts for a while, unless you're going to get rid of the scar tissue issue, the crystallization in your pelvis. I guarantee you it's snap, crackle, pop down there. And I'm going to tell you something too. The integrity of your large intestine is gone. Almost everybody's is. I mean, it's falling down and in or falling down and out. I mean, just think of the stinky farts we have. What about, the armpit smell or the bad breath, or how many people, their abdomens are going up and down, up and down, up and down. Let me tell you something. You cannot have a bladder problem unless you had a bowel problem for years. Did you hear what I said? Now, there's only one rare case that you would, okay? And that is this. When you've had very aggressive lovemaking, okay? That can cause it. But 99 out of 100 times, even more, it's just a bad bowel. And it's not a bad bowel from yesterday. And understand something. People don't even know what a good bowel is. Okay? We're going to be doing a show, and that show is called How to Become Number One at Number Two. And that is the show. I'm going to teach you all about the bowels. And understand, if your bowels were never in a mess, your heart wouldn't be. Your liver wouldn't be. Your joints wouldn't be. Your pelvis wouldn't be. And guess what? Most of the cancers would never exist. Because how could you ever get into trouble unless you're absorbing your own waste? Okay, I challenge any practitioner, any doctor to come on my show and prove that I don't know what I'm talking about, that the large intestine is responsible for 85 to 95% of all illness in the human body, because people have not been taught to look after it. They've been taught to attack it. That same large intestine that looks after your waste, okay, is also your garden. It's also your immune system. All right? And let me tell you something. What comes out is a computer printout. And that's it. It tells you how your health is. But the reality is guess what? You think you have a good bowel movement, don't you? Well, do you have 2 or 3 really good bowel movements a day that are at least 5 to 7 inches long, that float, that are easy to come out? You don't have to use a whole roll of toilet paper. You don't have to grunt and groan. You don't have hemorrhoids. There it is. That's the reality. And most people don't. So, I've been taking daily cleansing tea now since I was 28 years old, and I'll be 64 next week, so. Anyways, also I have a doctorate in acupuncture, and I can tell you right now, acupuncture will help to a certain degree. But until you get rid of the inflammation in your pelvis, until you stop absorbing the waste from your large intestine, until you start drinking structured water, because structured water really is the only water to drink, okay? Not all these other waters. Don't tell me about the 9 pH water and the high antioxidant water. Because nature always knows best, and it's structured water first. And then if you want to throw that other stuff on top, then that's great. Debbie, can calcium deposits in the body be dissolved if the body comes back into balance? Well, guess what? SAC calcium is the only product that's been patented to be able to do that. It'll actually take all the calcium that's in the body and pull it back to where it was actually taken out of the bones. Figure that one out. Isn't that amazing? Yes. So check out SAC Calcium. You can go to my library. Just go to docofdetox.com, click on library, go in and read the SAC Calcium guide, watch the videos. And then if you want to get the SAC Calcium, you have to call me for it. So you can call the 800 number, extension 0, and you got to order it directly from me. It's not up in my product website. Okay. That's another story. Meanwhile, has no side effects except great ones. Okay. But you'll have to call in and then we'll discuss it. And then we'll sell it to you. Okay? All right. Joanne, you just have to put it in perspective. There is a virus, but you don't have to give up anything. Just protect yourself and health. How about we do something more than Facebook posts and videos? Okay, so what would you like us to do? I'm not sure what else I can do. I talk about it on my show, but people get tired of talking about it, and people really don't want to know my opinion because my opinion is my only personal opinion. And let's understand this. A person's going to think what they're going to think. Did you ever try to get somebody to not be fearful? Boy, that's a chore, isn't it? Okay. Eloise, hello. How do I help a kidney dialysis patient get off the machine and regenerate his body back to health? Okay, I'm going to tell you something, Eloise. That's very sweet of you. And now I'm going to tell you something. It's all about self-love, self-honor, self-respecting, and self-protecting oneself. And understand something. A person is only going to be as healthy as they love themselves. So that's why most people are sick, right? We know that 92% of the population has an autoimmune disease. Bobby Kennedy, I listened to a debate he was on, and he just stated that 54% of the population was dying of a disease in the United States. So the reality is, to actually have kidney disease means that you have to knowingly or unknowingly have a lot of emotional and nutritional abuse to oneself. Okay? So people don't get kidney disease because they fell into something. They get kidney disease because they don't drink enough water, their diet's not proper, but it all starts with what you think about yourself. What you think about yourself is you're gonna decide to eat, drink, and do for yourself. And that's what it boils down to. How many people call me every day and say my uncle has, my daughter who could be 40 has, I have a friend who has, and I go, it's really important. You can go here and look at this information. You can ask them to go look at it. But the reality is, do you know how many people hurt for that person? We have to stop hurting for people that are hurting themselves and do not want to heal themselves. Now, do they know they don't want to heal? No, a lot of them don't. You got to understand something. The family you were raised in, the beliefs they had religiously, what you learned in school, who you hung around with, the way you focused on things and what you focused on, the way you process things, all came together to create your personality that is either hating on you or loving on you. There's only two emotions, hate and love. And you can say that's not true, and I'll tell you, I can prove it. I'm willing to talk to any psychologist, psychiatrist, any type of doctor, and debate anything that I do on my show at any time. All right? But I will forewarn that, I've done almost 27,000 emotional consultations, not just nutritional consultations. I've been dealing with everything from constipation to cancer since I was 23 years old. My grandfather, when I was 19 years old, had bowel cancer. My father had leukemia twice that we reversed, and the third time it took him down, but he didn't want to change his personality, so he wasn't going to change his reality. My mother died of lung and tongue cancer. She came to me and we were able to reverse it. And I'm not lying, we reversed it. But then she went home to McDonald menthol cigarettes and 5-Star Rye. And I'm not upset with her. I love her. But my mother was raped by her father many times. And my father was raised by a father who would never show love, and a mother who was so messed up, I won't even get into it on the show. Okay? And then a father that didn't know how to show love to me and my brothers. You know? So the reality is, it truly is about love. But love is just an ingredient. We can talk about it all day. But if you don't know how to love yourself and fill up your own heart, then you're going to tear yourself apart and everybody else. Linda, my mom had sciatic pain, and so she had back surgery several years ago, and she cannot walk, uses walker, cane, etc. She is 87, but is in good condition and still has her mind. If your mother lives in Canada, because the borders are closed right now, if you get her to me, I promise you I will not charge you, and we'll do the first treatment. And I promise you that if I don't do more for your mother than everything else she's ever done and prove, look at, she can get rid of this cane, all right? And she can get rid of the walker, even though she's 87. The reality is let's restore the nutrients. And the reality is let's get rid of the beef jerky and the displaced calcium, get it back into the bones, and change the beef jerky into connective tissue. You know what? I have people that are coming to me that are in their 90s, and they're giving up their canes, they give up their walkers, and you might say that's not, I don't believe that. Well, it doesn't really matter if you do or you don't. The reality is we are, and the reality is I'm the only practitioner that I know on the World Wide Web that gives a money-back guarantee, and I do it to prove something, that this doesn't have to happen. Your body is an amazing healing device, and if you're not going in and restoring the microcirculation, the macrocirculation, and turning the scar tissue back into connective tissue, it doesn't matter. You can be 30 and you can be old. All you have to do is have one surgery, and every surgery causes so much scar tissue that, you know, you're so bound up and tight. Do you know how many women out there suffering because of cesareans, because of hysterectomies? Okay, appendix operations, gallbladder operations. Do you know how many people say, you know what, I don't have pain in my knee that it's been replaced, but guess what? I don't have the strength and I don't have the mobility anymore because of the surgery, they have so much scar tissue that the elasticity's gone. There's no flexibility there. They can't extend their leg. Let me tell you something. If you're walking around talking about your war wounds that you got through a car accident, sports injury, or something that you did when you were younger, you don't have to. You don't have to. Maybe you like telling the story, though. I don't know. But the reality is I know sometimes I use a little bit of sarcasm, but guess what? This is such a dysfunctional world. Dysfunctional. So what we do is we care for people just enough to keep them coming back and to eventually drug them, then to eventually do surgery, then to eventually put in mesh and stents and screws and plates and rods and a false hip, a false knee. I mean, it never stops, does it? It's just never going to stop. You understand? It's all going to work out so well because the majority of the population hates themselves. They live in fear. Okay, that's why right now 76% of the population is willing to line up for the coronavirus, and there hasn't been any testing done. But if you look at a debate done with Bobby Kennedy, and it's up on YouTube right now with, I'm going to say it wrong. Merkovitz? No, not Merkovitz. Horowitz, something like that. It just came out a few days ago, and it's with Bobby Kennedy. Go watch that show and then get enlightened, okay? All right? You know, the reality is I can always tell when somebody hasn't done their homework and research and they've looked at anti-science and not real science, okay? Because they're freaking everybody out. So anyways, it's easy. Sciatic pain is easy to turn around. And even though she's had back surgery, the back surgery caused so much scar tissue that it's now wrapped around her sacroiliac joint. And believe it or not, if she came here 35, 40 minutes, we could make that change. I would tell you that if she could maybe get into doing some clapping. The other thing is get some DMSO gel, get some pain away essential oil. If your mother could, or if you could help her, get what's called a pelvic enhancer. Take a look at that in my do-it-yourself videos, in the do-it-yourself guide in the library. Please go watch those. And go watch the squats. Even if your mother were to squat just slowly a little bit and practice every day, a few times a day, and only go to the point of not causing any pain, you watch what happens, okay? All right? Just like the snail. You look outside on the porch, there he is. You can make a blender drink, you come back, he's gone. Okay? Just every day. Gentle, baby, loving steps, but keep pushing yourself. You got this, okay? All right? And do that on an emotional and physical level. Hi, doctor. My question is about subacute thyroiditis. What do you recommend for this inflammation? I got the diagnosis about 2 weeks ago. I have pain in my throat. The doctor have give me cortisol. I eat about 80-90% plant-based. Well, I don't know. For one thing, if you're on a computer, okay, that computer is going to radiate your thyroid. The other thing is how's your relationship with yourself and your husband and your children and everybody else? And are you just totally freaking yourself out over this COVID thing? Are you doing any iodine? Are you doing any vitamin D? Are you doing any K2? Are you doing a little bit of B12? You should take a look at my Senonian minerals. And are you gargling? You could gargle, you know. You could get our Healthy Mouth and you could gargle with that. You could also put some immunity essential oil on your throat and thyroid. All of those things are going to help. Reality is, I don't know what your weight is, because a lot of times you'll see the person's got maybe 20, 30 pounds overweight, or they're underweight because they're just totally terrorizing themselves, or the metabolism is just so low. So a little bit more information will help, but I hope some of those things will help. And understand something, you better be drinking enough water. 3 quarts on the average for women, 4 to 5 quarts for men. And if you think that's a lot of water, it's not. Do structured water and find out what happens, okay? Let me see here. Abram, been told to always use iodine together with selenium. Your opinion? I think that's great. You don't have to, but definitely selenium is a really great thing to use anyways. A little bit of selenium every day for the immune system, and we already know that it has really good protective cancer qualities. Okay? Next, Margie, I get constipated a lot. What do you recommend? I do take magnesium oxide. Yeah, well, magnesium oxide is not the key. Get on daily cleansing tea, okay, which is this. And I would never come off it. Guys, daily cleansing tea is called daily cleansing tea. I've been taking it since I was 28 years old now, and I do it morning and night. Might be the rare occasion I don't. There's no laxatives, no stimulants. And you're going to go, what do you mean? I'm not going to take something like that for the rest of my life. Well, the daily cleansing tea works on your bowel, your lymph, your blood, your kidneys, and your liver. So, and it's all about supporting it. Now, understand something. If we lived in a world that wasn't toxic, I just love how medical doctors are going, the whole body is a detox organ. Why do you have to detox? Well, I don't know. What about the stuff that you give us? You give us really toxic prescriptions that are wiping the liver out, the kidneys out, the bowel out. Do you think maybe that would be causing a problem? Or what about all the chemicals and the drugs that are in the water, the air, the food? And what about all the stress that COVID's costing it? My stomach's in knots. Oh my God, I feel sick to my stomach. I feel nauseous. I mean, you don't think the emotional part? So listen, I don't want to hear anybody out in the medical system tell us that it's a hoax in detoxifying. And I'd like that person who wants to say that come on my show, and we'll debate on why cleansing today is essential Gentle daily cleansing, not these deep cleanses where, you wait 6 months, pile your crap up, and then do a cleanse and wipe yourself out. Let me tell you something. Give me a pristine world, because there's no such thing as organic anymore. There's chemicals in everything. And understand something. I'm not a stressful person, but being around human beings right now, holy smokes, are you kidding? Everybody's on edge, just trying to put on a happy face. You know what? If we just took our bloody power back, that's it. Love, respect, honor yourself, first and foremost. Unconditional love, okay? Total forgiveness, and move on. Take your power back. Think about where your passion is, what your purpose is, and go for it. All right. Anyways, that's what I'd be doing about the bowels. And also, if you're that jammed up, then you should get somebody who does Wolfe non-surgical and go in there and use our elbow technique and untie your bowels, because I guarantee it looks like a racetrack that nobody could drive around. Okay? And that's the God's truth. Tammy, what do you think about neurotrophic stacking? Doing micro closing with mushrooms and niacin for nerve pain and brain function. Any thoughts on this? Oh, boy. All right. I really believe that if we just took a really good look at our emotional stability. What are your thoughts all day, Tammy? What do you think about all day? Are they empowering thoughts? And how's your digestive tract from your mouth to your rectum? And are you drinking structured water? And do you do any exercises like pelvic activation squats or pelvic enhancer? Do you do any lion heart breathing? Do you do any life band work? Do you do any mirror work? Because guess what? We don't need drugs, and we don't need help unless we're burning our nervous system out, and it's mainly from our mind, because our minds are landmines. Okay? What do you recommend for sudden loss of hearing in one ear, no pain and no vertigo? Well, sudden loss of hearing, let's put it this way. That means that there would be crystallization, displaced calcium, and scar tissue building up in the ear. I would recommend that you did Wolfe non-surgical, where we use our elbow and we go in and we pull this apart. We pull all apart around here, go into the TMJ area, even into the back of the ear, because you're going to find scar tissue and crystallization. The next thing I would recommend is, okay, also learn how to do clapping. And I will be showing how to actually clap for hearing problems. And take a look on our website and get yourself a clapper. You can do it with your hand, but it can get really tiring. And with this, it's a lot easier to do. I do clapping every second day. I don't miss. Sometimes I do it every day, but every second day for sure. And then the other thing is if you take a look at my DIY do-it-yourself section in my library, click on the DIY guide, you're going to see in there about how to heal your hearing. And what you do is you use the silver bullet liquid, okay? And it comes in a big bottle as well. And then you also use the fulvic bright eyes, because it works in the ear as well. And then you use what's called Ear Restore, which is an essential oil you can actually put right in the ear. So you do that as well. And then you can use a Bioptron light. That's the best. But if you don't have that, you use a hot pack, a wet hot pack that you put on the ear to bring the blood supply in. But first what you do is you put the silver in, you make a pool, grab the ear and you grab it tight and you go around in circles clockwise, then counterclockwise about 6 times. Then you empty that out, but you let it sit for anywhere for 5 to 10 minutes in the ear. Then you do the fulvic, okay, and you do the same thing. Then you put grab the ear around 6 times both ways, put the hot pack on, then drain it. Then you put what's called ear restore in the ear. Okay, you put a few drops in the ear. And you want to do that a few times a day with the ear restore. And eventually you're going to open that up. But use the clapping, okay? And also, if you know someone who does Wolfe non-surgical, let me tell you something. I have on there, Nat, can you make a note that we want to dig it up? I want to show the testimonial of the lady that came from England, and she was totally deaf in her left ear, and she had been deaf for almost 2 years, and I worked on her ear for just a half an hour, and she's had complete hearing, and it's been 2.5 years. Okay? Okay, so make sure you guys dig that out, and I'll put that up. I'll put it up on Facebook. I know it's older, but that it just shows you the power of this work, okay? Understand something. I'm going to say this to you. I'll give you a money-back guarantee if my stuff doesn't work. But the reality is, if you're going to sit there and complain about it and not take massive personal action, then just learn to live with it. Just learn to drug yourself. Just learn to live with it. And you know what? I'm going to tell you something. I get it. If you've had an illness for more than 9 months, it becomes part of you. That's right. You don't think so? Then why do we keep on telling the story over and over again? Why I can't do this because of this. I can't do that because of this. I can't do this because of this. Oh, I wish I could do this. All right? It's finding your brave heart. That's what you need to do. All right. Pam, how long at one time should we clap your lungs and heart? Well, what I need you to do is just go and watch how to clap your lungs and heart for health. And you'll find that in the clapping guide. Is it in the clapping guide or the do-it-yourself guide? Do-it-yourself. It's in the do-it-yourself guide? Yeah, it's in the do-it-yourself guide. So if you go there, you watch the whole video. It's going to step by step it. And you know what? I don't like Band-Aid stuff. Hey, Dr. Wolfe, in 1 minute, can you please tell me how to cure myself? Oh, okay. So you know what? We are the pop a pill generation. Okay? I don't have time for myself, Dr. Wolfe. Make it really quick. Okay? Just give me the answer here. Okay? Because I have not been taught to look after myself, and I don't want to. I don't want to show love to myself, but if somebody else in my family's sick, I'll do anything for them. But for myself, I've only got a minute. Tell me how to fix it. You know what? You'd be surprised on how often I hear this. I bet you even Nat knows that, right, Nat? All day long, eh? Right? And Nat, he works near me, but he's not even in the health business, but it is constant, isn't it? Dr. Wolfe, I have just one quick question. Can you tell me how to cure this? Dr. Wolfe, please, just tell me 2 things I can do to just turn this around just like this, because I will not pay attention to myself. I will not love myself, honor myself, respect myself, and that's the issue. And that's why I get frustrated. I get frustrated because guess what? We're having our world taken away from us. Because you know what? You lose whatever you don't respect, whatever you don't honor, and whatever you don't protect, you lose it. And we're losing it. Deb, can you ingest essential oils? Well, some you can, but others you definitely can't, you know. And, you know, they've got to be pure. You've got to know where the oils came from. Andrea, they are starting clinical trials on the new vaccine. Do you know what is in them, please? Go watch Bobby Kennedy, and he just debated with that lawyer. I could have... I'll tell you what I'll do. When I'm done here, I'll go take a look at the name of that. Or are you looking it up right now, Nat? Yeah. Go take a look at it. It was up about just a few days ago, okay? And it's... just look Bobby Kennedy debate, okay?
I'll let you know in a few.
Okay, all right. He's going to let us know, and then I'll tell you. And anyways, guess what? You want to know what's in it? Well, you know it's not going to be anything good. That it's going to be what's usually in it, and then it's even going to be worse than that. And do your homework, because you're not just getting the vaccine, you're also getting a zap when they do it. And you might want to check out why they're getting you a zap, not just the vaccine at the same time.
So it's heated vaccine debate, Kennedy Jr. versus Dershowitz.
Okay, heated vaccine debate, Kennedy versus Dershowitz. There you go. Watch it tonight. And then you're going to get some information. And guess what? The most brilliant man when it comes to vaccines, the most well-researched. And guess what? He's also non-profit. So what's he up to? I don't know. Probably no good. What do you think? I think he's trying to save us. Thank God for him. Okay. Landa, can you clap a bunion? Absolutely. Okay, you're not going to believe this, okay? So I should have taken pictures of it. Maybe we have pictures. I don't know. But so we're working on a gentleman, and his name is Raphael, and his bunion on his large toe is sticking out like that far. I know you don't believe this. It just looks like something right out of a horror movie. And Sage worked on it, and the first treatment, and it's like, it looks like his foot's so distorted, it's just beyond repair. And he worked on it, and he brought it down by, I bet, 35-40% first treatment. How's that for amazing? Okay, so you can actually get rid of it, because a bunion is just a buildup of calcium, crystallization, and scar tissue formation. There you go. Okay, and yeah, you can clap it. You can also put DMSO on it. You can also put Pain Away essential oil on it. But if you can get somebody to do Wolfe non-surgical and start pulling it apart, that'd be great. Yolanda, I have basal cell skin cancer near my eye and nose. What should I do? Well, I would get a Bioptron light. That's what I would do. Take a look at, let me think here. EMF/energy. If you go to my website, click on shop, and then go look at the Bioptron light. That's amazing. I'd also put silver gel, and I would also put frankincense in the silver gel, and I would put it on the area. And what else would I do? You can give me a call, and I'll go through some other things, okay? But those are just a couple things that I would do. And understand something. Skin cancer is actually a bowel problem. It's not a sun problem. So I just want to say that, because the sun doesn't cause cancer. Well, it might if for somebody who decides they want to become a piece of bacon and they want to fry themselves. I mean, who does that? People that just lay there. And the other thing is got to understand, it's the toxins coming out through the skin that are mutating the skin. And where did they come from? Well, we know that the skin is a mirror of the large intestine, whether you're talking about skin cancer or you're talking about eczema or psoriasis or any other skin condition, okay? Jane, how long before the clapping class starts? Well, Jane, 3 weeks. Okay, Tracy, and it will start in 3 weeks. Guys, I got to tell you, I work on it every weekend. I'm trying to create a masterpiece for you. So all this writing I'm doing, it then will be turned into a guide that you can read, and then you're going to have about 12 to 15 videos on how to clap the whole body. I mean, do you know how much time this is taking? This has taken me hundreds of hours, and I mean it, to write this properly. Then we got to shoot it. Then we got to splice it, right? Then we got to get it all ready for you. And it, you know what? Yeah. So we're doing it. And you know why I'm doing it? I'm doing it because I love you. And yes, okay, so people will come and do the clapping class, and it's free right now. It's going to be free. But the reality is when I release a clapping class, boom, it's going up. It will only stay on YouTube for probably 24 hours, and then it's going to go right into the library, okay? Because clapping is something that you need to opt into, okay? So we will show it, pull it, and it'll go into the clapping guide in the library. Right, Nat? Yep. Yeah. Tracy, I have 4 people in Ohio that signed up to be tested. So this is beautiful. You're going to love this one. Tracy, I had 4 people in Ohio that signed up to be tested. So they got their info when they were in line, and then left because the lines were too long and they had to be back at work. 2 weeks later, they got the letters that they were positive. They never even had the test. I'm not making this stuff up. I could tell you a ton of stories, okay? You got to understand something. When you got billions of dollars invest, and when you're Fauci, and you own half the patent, and you've been shooting your mouth off, well, I can tell you something right now. You better make sure that you follow through. So he's going to have to need a lot of sick people to pull this thing down so he can get all those vaccinations sold so they can make all the money that they decided they were going to make off everybody's backs because they love us so much. Rita, will you please tell me where your certifications are for the next year? And how I get a personal treatment and training to come to my home. Okay, first of all, certifications. The next course we just finished a course, and you'll see all testimonials from all the practitioners that were here. They'll start to come up next week. And the next course that'll be in Kelowna, British Columbia. And understand something, guys. Okay, so we've got a house beside us, okay? It's going to have an indoor pool, and it's got 7 beautiful bachelor apartments for people to come and stay in. Then we have another one that's a 3-bedroom that's attached here to the clinic, and they all overlook the water and the vineyards. And like I already said, it's just beautiful here. So you can come here, or we have a course in Orlando if there's not a shutdown, and we in September, and we have another one in November in Palm Springs, and they're at the Omni Resort, 5-star resort. Now, if all of that goes sideways, we'll just redo our plans, take a deep breath, and go, hey, we got this. So we're also going to be setting up in Mexico, but now we're back. We're kind of back on that one too, because I have to wait until this whole thing calms down. Look at it. It's like this. We only have to wait, okay, until at least 50% of the population gets the coronavirus, okay, and until there's no more money and it's all gone digital, until we're all tracked and traced, okay? So be calm, and we'll just do all of that when we all become robots. I'm kidding. The reality is they've got a lot planned for us, so it's going to be a bit of a bumpy road. I know a lot of you would like to see this thing over in just a few months, but I'll tell you what. I'll bet you a nickel 95 that we don't get this whole thing done for 5 years. 5 years. And I will bet you that within a few weeks, we will have the second wave, and they will make up so much BS, dysfunctional belief systems, and most people will swallow them, and it will be enough to wipe out most ma and pa businesses, okay? And big box companies will be allowed to stay open like usual. And let's just, wipe out all the family businesses. And once they're wiped out, then I'm sure that everything will go back on track and we'll be able to get back to our courses. Do you see how this sounds? Yeah. So I don't even know. So I can't even answer that question. This is just the craziest time to ever be alive. That's all I know. And personal treatment and trainings. We have personal treatment and trainings that people want all the way across the United States. Soon as the border opens up, we'll be doing those again. We'll be going to people's homes, and then people will be coming here, couples and families, to be trained. Marzina, doctor, my friend has hiccups 24/7 from wearing a mask for 6 hours, and he is suffering so much with that hiccup, and the only thing that stops him from hiccuping is eating ice cream at night to sleep a little. Please give me advice for this poor guy. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to say. If he wants advice, he can call me. My extension is number 5, because what he's doing wearing the mask is he's suffocating himself, and that's where the hiccups come from. Okay? Now, when he does the ice cream at night, he's causing his lungs and throat to actually go into spasm from the inflammation to try to contract so he doesn't hiccup. So now he's causing an inflammatory response. This is like the craziest thing I've ever heard. If he wants to call me, I'll spend the time. But you know what? Remember what I said earlier, everybody? Hey, I've got a friend who has hiccups. Well, then your friend can call. Your friend can take personal action. or else I spend my time trying to help someone that doesn't even care about this, because guess what? Are you ready for this? People like hiccups because they get attention. And you ready for this? A lot of people love masks because they get attention. I see kids out here that are totally healthy wearing masks, and now they're buying designer masks in Kelowna. So understand something. Wow, the first time in my life I can get some attention, but you're going to get sick because masks are unhealthy. Okay, so I want somebody to come on here and prove to me scientifically that healthy people should be wearing masks. I want somebody to prove to me that you can touch your mask more than once and it's ruined. I want someone to prove to me that after 20 minutes, the regular masks out there even work or do anything good. Nobody's going to come on. Kathleen, will tummy love affect my thyroid? Only in a good way. I have underactive thyroid. I'll tell you what you have. You have a thyroid that's been whacked with blue light. You're probably overweight, which doesn't help it. And most thyroid problems are caused because of terrorism. Okay, up and down emotions. Okay, remember, thyroid hormones, thyroid acidity, autoimmune disease. Tina, so understand, get yourself a bodyguard. Get yourself a scarf when you're in front of a computer, okay, or when you're watching TV, because that's all blue light, okay? And get yourself maybe on some really good iodine. And guess what? Anything you can help your metabolism will help you. Tony, does structured water neutralize EMF in the body? Absolutely. Are you ready for this? Structured water, drinking structured water is the only water that actually neutralizes EMF, 5G, Wi-Fi, all those radio frequencies in your blood, your lymph, and all the intercellular, extracellular fluid. You'll feel it. It's called restructuring. Okay. Tina, hello, doctor. I just wanted to reach out to you. I am needing guidance since my spouse, my love of 38 years, passed recently due to hypertensive cardiovascular disease. He was only 58. A month ago, he went to the heart hospital presenting with chest pain on 2 blood pressure meds. They did their standard test to see if he was having a heart attack or just had one at that time. He wasn't, but was a ticking time bomb. They left him to believe his heart was fine and he had GERD. So GERD, he had acid coming up all the time. So we know that his stomach was way off. He was totally stressed out and he wasn't eating properly. And I bet you we'd find that he was also overweight. And to follow up with a doctor, so the medical establishment basically sent him off to die. Now, though all this, I am stressed. I can't sleep. I tried a teledoc appointment virtually and was given no scripts for sleep. I am trying melatonin. Our system is horrendous. Also, your words of wisdom have gotten me through the first week of this insane and cruel world without a partner. Listen, love, you got to do belly button therapy. You really do. Start doing belly button therapy. Connect to the lion heart breath. Get on my Senonian minerals, okay? Also, take a look at my mag infusion to start putting that in your blender drinks, all right? And start drinking more water. Whenever we're stressed, we don't drink water. Try to look at doing the structure water, and your bowels aren't moving either because you're not willing to let go. So I guarantee you're jammed up jelly tight. So try to get on the daily cleansing tea. There's a good start. Call me if I can help you, okay? All right? Call me if I can help you, because the biggest thing that you need to do is know this, that your partner that has passed on would like to know that you are loving, honoring, and respecting yourself and not hurting yourself. Why is it that we try to kill ourselves when people leave? When people leave this planet, we believe that suffering is the way. It's not the way. We're just going to pay. If we don't learn how to fill up our own hearts, we will have nothing left of us. And that's why they're able to walk in and just take us apart piece by piece and to keep us apart. All right. I truly thank you for that. Now navigating through this awful world, trying to be healthy and safe. Any words of advice and guidance would be appreciated. Please go watch in my library. Go watch the 12 Braveheart Loving Steps and swear to me that you're going to order some love bands, Braveheart Love Bands, Life Bands. And this is a hug, the band. This is a kiss. And every time you start talking down to yourself, or that this was your fault, that was your fault, you're not good enough, who would love me, or anything else, you're going to go, that's the old me. That's the old me. There's a new sheriff in town called Total Love, Total Respect, Total Forgiveness. Because if you click this and you go 3, 2, 1, I got this, you're counting backwards, it won't allow you to go into the program to hurt yourself anymore. Stay in your conscious mind, stay in the present moment, because that's your point of power. Amy, I'm using black gold mixed in coconut oil with healthy mouth essential oil to heal a dental cavity. Great. Any other recommendations? Yeah, get Dentagen. Go to my library, go click on the SAC calcium guide and read about Dentagen and watch the videos. Starting the perfect day diet with veggie and lentil soup added in while fasting 1 day a week. Amazing. Good start, girl. Harriet, can you help stroke patients to walk better and get left hand and arm to work? We are in Vernon. Absolutely. Actually, Harriet just made an appointment today. Harriet's coming in for a consultation, and I told Harriet I would give her money back. She's coming in on Thursday if we don't make a difference. And that's the first treatment. And Harriet, I think, is 77 years old. Go figure. All right? You're never too old to get young, and you're never too old to have fun. And guess what? I may sound cocky, but I'm going to get her walking. Okay? That's it. Merle, how long does structured water from a mountain stream hold a high frequency when stored in glass? We know right now it's 8 years. It could be longer. Kim, what can I do for fibroids and polyps? Well, polyps are like warts in your large intestine because you've got so much weight stagnating in there. You've been rotting for years, girl. You've got pelvic rot. You're reabsorbing the waste. The waste gone into the pelvic girdle, which is it's called the pelvic bowl. It's like a soup bowl. And all the waste from your large intestine, because you're growing warts in your large intestine. So, you're stagnating and putrefying in there. That waste is being absorbed into your pelvis. And then guess what? That created infection, which created inflammation and scar tissue formation, calcification, and crystallization. So now you've got a fibroid growing in your pelvis. So now what? Well, we got to look after what comes in your mouth, but first of all, what's in your mind? You got to believe that you can get yourself healthy. You don't want to believe in anybody else except you first and foremost. And understand, fibroid is matted scar tissue and calcium. And guess what? If you can get here, Kim, I'm going to show you how we can go in and we can reduce that fibroid in the first treatment. And if you came for a personal treatment and training, I'm going to teach your husband how to do the rest of it and if you and your husband were to learn how to do the Wolfe non-surgical stuff, right? Body work, then you wouldn't have a pain in your body because it's all crystallization, scar tissue formation, and displaced calcium. And here, I'll show you something. I'll show you this. And this is what you get when you come to take my course. See? That's my manual. See how big it is? Yeah. So you can flip it open. It goes step by step, shows you everything, teaches you everything. Let me tell you something right now. Anybody can learn. Anybody can look after themselves. But can you love yourself enough to take personal action to want to do it? There's the big ticket. Okay? That's the big ticket, isn't it? All right? So you come to us, you can take a 30-hour personal treatment and training where we'll teach you and your husband, or you could come here for, let's say, 6 days, and I'm going to show you how we can reduce that fibroid. And as far as the polyps go, get on the Daily Cleansing Tea, get on the Tummy Love, get on the Black Gold. Go read the Perfect Day guide and go to 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Take a look at the diet and start, and then go into the Do-It-Yourself guide. and learn how to do the pelvic activation squats. Get yourself a pelvic enhancer so that we can start opening up your pelvis, okay? And start learning how to do the 4 pillars, the Braveheart pillars, which is love band, life band, mirror work, Lionheart breathing, and your couples connection, where you sit together, you and your husband, for 10 to 15 minutes looking in each other's eyes, so that you can, for the first time in years, reconnect your spirits and get the game on, and don't let anybody game you ever again, okay? 21. And I'm telling everyone, I would get a perfect day consult, and it's $125. $25 goes towards product, but we'll give you lifetime support. I don't care how often you call. Marianne, hi, Dr. Wolfe. What should I do about an inguinal hernia? Well, first thing is it's your bowels, okay? So the inguinal hernia is because you have lower abdominal pelvic rot. The tissue's rotting out due to the large intestine. Go ahead, tell your doctor that. He'll say, I don't know what I'm talking about, and then I'll prove it to you. When you get an inguinal hernia, tissue such as part of the intestines protrudes through a weak spot in the abdominal muscle. I have had it for several years. I don't want to go to surgery. Well, you don't have to, but are you willing to go to a perfect day diet? Are you willing to detoxify and strengthen your abdominal and pelvic area? We'll show you how if you want to call. Okay? All right. We made it. The next time I do a Q&A will be a week from this week. I'm really going to try to focus on the clapping and Thrive, right, Nat? Yeah. Hey, Nat, tell them how good is Thrive going to be, Nat?
Unthinkably good.
Unthinkably good, okay? And Nat does all the graphic work. And how many slides are in Thrive right now?
Currently 1,250.
1,250 slides. This will be broken up into half-hour shows. There'll be 6 questions in each show. What you'll have is you'll have about 15 hours of actual video. So there'll be about 30 acts, and there'll be 6 questions in each one. And if you get through that, nobody's ever going to mess with you again. They are not. Are they going to mess with them again?
I don't think they could.
No, you couldn't. They couldn't mess with you. I'm going to lay it all out for you. I'm going to lay out, okay, my 43 years of training in this slideshow. All right? And this is called Thrive and Survive. Okay? All right? So, no, thrive and stay alive. Forget the survive. Thrive and stay alive. All right? And isn't that what it's about? Boy, I'll tell you, wouldn't you want to thrive and stay alive through this? And understand, before the coronavirus came, we started putting this together, didn't we? Yeah. I started working on this a year ago, didn't I? Maybe it was a year and a half ago? What do you think?
I think like 10 months ago.
10 months? Okay, so 10 months ago we started working on this. So way before the coronavirus. So understand something, everybody. It's more than a feeling. Go play that Boston song, It's More Than a Feeling. Because understand something. Feelings outweigh words any day. Don't you dare tell me what you're going to do for me. I'll feel it. I'll see it. All right? I don't care what anybody says anymore, because everybody's a liar, pants on fire. And let me tell you something. Until you become your authentic self, you're a liar too. Because until you totally love yourself, honor yourself, respect yourself, then you're lying. You're putting yourself down. And you're allowing other people to emotionally and physically abuse you. And I mean that. All right. So Wednesday, July 29th at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Okay. 1 second. Nope, that's not right. So that's this week's show, right? No. This week's show is actually 5G in my city. Okay. This week's show is 5G in my city. All right. So don't miss it. And it's actually all about a gentleman who actually is taking our mayor to task, because guess what? Are you ready for this? Isn't it kind of funny? Where I live, we are going to be the first 5G city. Hallelujah. So now the mayor says, guess what? You know why we're doing it? So that we can track traffic and garbage pickup. Now, you ready for this? They have the Bernard Street where the 5G is cut off. So all it is just people with eating, and you know how they've got tables out there and they cut the street off now so that the restaurants can be out there. And guess what? Are you ready for this? I've got proof of this. So anyways, I go there and I eat at a place called, what's it called again? Miyamura. And it is a place with gelato, like all organic gelato. And I go there for this huge salad about 4 times a week. Okay. Now, the garbage truck will actually come down the street and not pick up any garbage, and it'll come around twice. Now, the gentleman who owns the restaurant said just in like a 3-hour period, the garbage truck came 7 times. Now, since the mayor, we were going after the mayor about this, now they got the garbage truck going a lot because now they're calculating the garbage runs, right? Why would the garbage truck be going down the street when nobody's supposed to be driving down the street now, because they've got all these kids that are biking and skateboarding, but only the garbage truck's allowed to come, but he doesn't pick up any garbage. Let me tell you something. Something stinks, and it's not garbage, okay? Anyway, so 5G in my city on Wednesday, and like I said, if you're interested for getting the perfect day started, go to my website, click on consultations, and then pick the therapist that you want. I go through all the consultations. Every time that somebody does a case history, I go through it with them. And then we're going to actually audio your consultation, send it to you. And then you've got them plus me for life. That's right. And we call everybody back. Okay. And if you want, get my quick start at Doc of Detox. Go to quickstart@docofdetox.com for my 7 empowering steps. And if you want to get my book free, you can. Just pay the shipping, and we'll send it out to you. All right? Don't forget, everyone, every Monday I do the Q&A. And when watching on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe below and make sure that you click on the bell to enable notifications so that you never miss a show. All our shows and our Q&As are timestamped so that you can find your question or your topic easily, okay? And they'll go up in YouTube 24 hours later, so you can go right to the question or the topic. And if you want to download our shows or anything so you can learn, just go to iTunes, Spotify, or SoundCloud. God bless everyone. Take back your power, but for God's sake, stop giving it away and understand something, all right? The day that I truly believe that there's something worth on the news, I'll let you know. And the day that the medical system should be more than emergency care, I'll let you know. And the reality is nobody in government is working for us anymore. Go figure. Work for yourself, love yourself, protect yourself, respect yourself, and understand there's more of us than them. But the problem is, we know that 75% will line up for the vaccine today. It's a big study they did, and they don't even know what's in it. God help us all. Have a beautiful day. If you're looking for life-saving and life-changing information, well, you've come to the right place. Don't forget to click and subscribe